Welcome to another Watertrek 360. I'm down here in Cayman Brac, and today we're going to be taking a look at the wreck of the Keith Tibbetts, a Russian destroyer sunk in 1996. Let's have a look. I don't normally do wreck videos this long, but the Tibbetts is a large world-class wreck. I was tempted to speed the video up 3 to 4 times, but for me it's too nice of a wreck to have a hyperlapse video. As it is, this video is already at 1.5 times normal speed. We're going to cover a lot of details in history. There is a nice encounter with local marine life towards the end of the video, so I hope you stay with it. Just follow the little diver to see where you are on the wreck at any given time. This video is shot exclusively with an iPhone 13 Pro. The wreck of the Captain Keith Tibbetts is a 330-foot-long Brigadier Coney II class frigate built by the former Soviet Union. She sits in 60 to 100 feet of water northwest of the western end of Cayman Brac. She's not far offshore of the airport on a white sandy bottom. Although you can reach the wreck via a long surface swim of about 200 yards on a calm day, that's really a bit of a haul for the average diver, even on a calm day, and it's wiser to book one of the local dive boats at the Cayman Brac Beach Resort or the Southern Cross Club, which is located on Little Cayman. I'm not affiliated with either of those dive operations, just making a note in case you want to use their services. The Tibbetts keel was laid down as the SKR-471 on April 24, 1981, in yard number 253 at the Zelenodolsk shipyard in the Soviet Union. The Coney class is a NATO reporting name for an anti-submarine warfare frigate built by the Soviet Union. They were known as Project 1159 in the Soviet Union. 14 of them were built between 1975 and 1988 for roughly $30 million apiece. They were originally intended to replace the older Riga-class frigates, but instead were chosen as a design for exports to various friendly navies. The Coney I subclass was designed for northern European waters for countries such as Bulgaria, East Germany, and Yugoslavia. The Coney II, which were the 1159T version, were made for warmer waters of the Caribbean for Cuba and the Mediterranean for Algeria. One was retained by the Soviets in the Black Sea for training foreign crews. Only a few of these vessels remain in service today. The 471 was launched July 31st, 1982, and commissioned August 17th, 1983, and then handed over as a frigate in 1984 to the Cuban Navy, and renamed the 356. She served in the Cuban Navy only for 9 years before being taken out of service, and she never saw any military action. She sat idle until 1996 when the 356 was purchased by the Cayman Islands government for tourism. She was cleaned up and scuttled in September of 1996 and was renamed after a local dive resort owner, the Keith Tibbetts. She split into two major portions. This was a result of Category 5 Hurricane Ivan in 2004, which literally ripped her in half. Ivan also devastated the island, killing 2 on Cayman Brac and causing over $3 billion in damage. Her bow section points in a north-northwesterly direction, while the stern half is almost a true north-south, with the actual stern part at the southernmost point. The bow section lies on its port side with a gentle downward slope to about 90 to 95 feet. The stern sits in 60-65 feet with the deck at 45 to 50. There is a short debris field between the two larger portions. Distorted ship parts, tubing, hull plates, and decking mangled by storms make it seem like a war scene versus a controlled scuttling. The stern has seen some more damage in the last couple of years as well, with the stern conning/control tower knocked off by another storm a few years ago. That portion sits on the sandy bottom just off the port side. To the east is a long reef that runs parallel to the starboard side for most of the wreck. There are diving buoys on the bow and the stern. If you go off into the sand north of the bow, you can hit 110, 115 feet. The wreck is still pretty young comparatively, so outside of the midsection, it's still in great shape. There are lots of sponges, small schooling fish, some barracuda. This hawksbill was a pleasant surprise. I got to see a wreck and a feeding turtle. There is reportedly a resident Goliath grouper on the wreck, but I didn't see it on this particular day. You can also see and check out the coral growth on the reef just off the bow, and as I mentioned, there is a reef running parallel to the wreck. But why would you want to do that when you are there to see the Tibbetts? Visibility in Cayman is usually excellent. We had over 100-foot visibility on this particular day. Hurricane season runs usually from July to November, even though there can be some great summer diving. Air pressure tends to flatten the water. The most popular time to visit the Caymans are generally March and April. May through November can be kind of rainy, and water temperatures usually range from 75 to 80 degrees. All in all, a great place to dive. She was built as a frigate, but the Cubans designated her as a patrol boat. She was relatively well armed. She had one Gecko SAM missile launcher. She had 4 Styx anti-ship missile launchers. What you're looking at here are 2 of the 4 76mm dual-purpose guns. She also had 4 30mm autocannons and 2 RBU 6000 depth charge launchers. And she could carry up to 20 naval mines. The 356 had a sister ship, also a Cuban Navy Coney II class frigate, designated by the Cubans as the 353. This vessel was scuttled on July 16, 1998, in shallow water near the Cuban resort town of Varadero on the northern shore as a tourist attraction for divers. It's rumored that Fidel Castro, an avid diver, promoted the project. The frigate sank upright and sits on a sandy bottom in roughly 90 feet of water. So if you can get to Cuba, you can do a comparison dive. The stern section is the most popular due to its shallower depths and can get a bit overcrowded. The turret guns make for great photo ops and can get queued up with people waiting to take their turn. There are several places to penetrate the wreck, not only in the stern, but in the bow section as well. Please use caution and have the necessary training and experience before doing so. Apologize for some of the choppiness, especially inside the wreck, but do remember this video is at 1.5 times normal speed. This view highlights how much the stern and the midsection have been impacted by recent storms. Well, folks, that was the wreck of the Keith Tibbetts. As a longtime wreck diver, to me, that is one of the best tropical wrecks there are in the world. I hope you enjoyed this. Please check out some of our other wreck videos, as well as our product review on the iPhone 13 GoPro Hero, as well as the Dive Volt C-Touch 4 Max underwater housing. Subscribe to the channel so you can get notifications when new videos arrive. And as always, as the tagline goes, go explore, get wet.